And we are live once again.
And
At
we
your
are
leisure,
back.
DM.
Why, thank you. Why, thank you. Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Iodrarune Fables for Hire. I am Vice. I will be the DM now. I was once Cricket, but yet here I am. As per usual, we're going to go ahead and have everybody introduce themselves. If we can go ahead and have Minerva, if you would start us off.
Yeah, so I'm Minerva, and I am going to be playing Ravi, our Shadowkai Grave Cleric, for today, for this For Hire episode.
All right, that brings us down to Ava.
Hello, I am Ava, she, her, or they, them pronouns, and I play Miranda, the human fighter.
And last but certainly not least, Tiff.
And I am Tiff. I am playing Ayana, the Air Genasi rogue.
Fantastic. Well, last time you guys had faced off against the Hollowhead Iris. Certainly understanding now why not many people have taken the job. It was certainly a battle to withhold. But you figured it out, you bested the flower, you obtained the stamen that was required in the job posting, and you have headed back, as well as trying a few of the different potions while you were looking for the flower in the first place. You guys arrive back at the town, stamen in hand, stopping by at the tavern for a quick rest. So with
Okay, so that was like totally cool and stuff, and I got a whole crap ton of plant parts. But Miranda, I never really saw what your potion did.
I didn't either. What did my potion do?
you haven't taken it
didn't.
yet.
Because you haven't
I'm
drunk it
sorry.
yet.
I think you're saying I took one last session. I'm like, I don't know what it did. I wasn't here. Sorry.
No worries.
Let me pull up the notes.
Oh,
'cause
would
I
you
don't
like to
remember
find
what...
out, or?
Yes, that is the intent. I'm just trying to grab the notes, and I don't remember where they are. Please hold. Potion journal. Potions list. Beautiful. Yeah, she'll pull out the liquid gold looking one. Just swirl it, hold it up to the light. It is quite lustrous. Look at this thing.
While you are examining the bottle, you realize that your bottle is the only one that seems to come with a little, almost like a tiny little scroll that has been pressed into the wax seal, almost as if there are directions.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it. Watch it be in a language I don't speak.
Sure thing. Well, I certainly hope you speak Common, can read Common.
You don't know me. You don't know my life.
That is true. You may not. Who knows?
No, I do.
But you look at this little scroll that has been pressed into it, and you can read that it seems like yours has already been deciphered on how it works, but has been thrown into the batch nonetheless. It says on the scroll, coat a thief's souls with this, and you'll see their tracks for a week.
Ooh. Code of Thief's Souls, huh? She'll,
Souls spelled like soles of a shoe.
Yeah, no, I reach into
Wanted
there.
to
I
clarify.
totally hope there are other souls.
I sort of look at the
Multiple
potion
meaning
for a
words.
moment and look at the top. No, I think this one's more of a topical solution. I'll save this for later. However, let me look at the other potions again. Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
We've already determined what all the others do, but hey, doesn't stop us from drinking one.
Oh, whoops.
You could just drink all of them.
Let's drink them all.
Shots by LMFAO increases in the distance.
I've got my perfume on, which is fantastic. I've got my pearlescent white heart done, which is cool. So before any sort of sleeping, because we determined that these wear off after a long rest, right?
Correct.
So before resting at all, she's definitely gonna want to go like make sure that we get all of our payments taken care of and, sweeten the deal because that was hard. And, I've got these extra things, but it was hard and we deserve extra money for it.
Hmm.
So I will certainly say that it is not like middle of the night. It is right around sunset, so probably about 7:30 to 8 p.m.
Fantastic. So first we're gonna go like the potion dealer is an easy one on the way back, right?
Yeah, she's right here.
So we'll wander over to the potion maker first.
Yeah, we'll wander. We're
Zoom!
wandering. Beautiful.
Whee! And then go ahead inside to go find her. Knock, knock, knock.
You hear the magical chimes as you open up the door, and Clinier just kind of like you hear a solid thud, as if she were reaching underneath a counter and got surprised and hit her head on the way up, and just, oh, I'm gonna feel that one tomorrow. Oh, you're back! Fantastic. Did you find out what they do?
Oh my gosh, yes, and they're so cool. But the thing is, before we tell you, we're really hoping that we could get like an idea of what the payment was. I totally forgot. Sorry.
Yes, of course. So, I did specifically state I cannot give a monetary payment, but you can take some of the. You can either have extras of the potions that I provided to you, if you liked any of the outcomes of them, that is. Or I also have some other items that you could peruse through, see what suits your fancy.
Well, I mean, these potions are pretty cool, but I am curious, what kind of items are we looking at?
Yes, of course. Give me just one moment to find my items list because I forgot to pull that up prior.
She has to find her ledger. Just give her a minute.
Inventory. It happened the other day. I just had to figure out where it went.
Yes, I just got a shipment in, so I decided to move everything around, and now I'm a little lost. So just give me one moment.
I'm imagining she's got like the magical equivalent of one of those handheld things that like Walmart used to use.
Oh my gosh.
I want to say they're called Telzons or something like that. Those things were such a pain to log into quickly. They worked very poorly. They were bad. I'm imagining something like that, but it's magical. So she's like, "Da, like trying to sign in.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes, here it is. So, I do have a few different items. I do have some candies that do different things. I have some jawbreakers that can increase your strength. I have a thing called a dubious candy. It gives someone short-term madness, so maybe don't eat that if you don't gift it to someone that you like. You can gift it to someone that you're not a big fan of. Um, I have.
How short
go ahead.
term is short term? I'm terribly sorry for interrupting.
It can be anywhere between about 10 minutes to an hour.
Oh, I might take one of those. I think my sister would rather enjoy one. She flashes this mischievous grin.
Well,
I think
certainly,
I'd
I will definitely set some aside for you there. And she like puts it up onto the table. Let's see. I have some. I have peanut butter cups of resistance. So you would take one, and then you will randomly gain a resistance to one of the many different types of injuries that you can obtain: fire, cold, force, lightning, acid, and psychic. I have rings of empathy. So those are 2 rings that you can obviously wear as a couple or just as friends. And you can convey simple feelings like happiness or sadness across any distance and plane of existence. I also have, let's see. I have Smarties of intelligence. So in makes you a little bit smarter when you eat the candies for a short amount of time.
Well,
Fascinating. I didn't mean to
those
cut you off
seem
there.
rather
Please go on.
interesting.
Yeah. I mean, a couple of them are kind of cool, but I do kind of like the way that these potions. Let me tell you about these potions, anyhow, because these potions, they kind of kick butt. All right. So, this first neon orange potion, right? Check it out. First of all, it's delicious. It's sour. It's got that citrus kind of flavor to it. It's like super great. I definitely want more of these. And they just kind of made me feel powerful. Like I could see things that were going to happen before they happened, which was amazing. I definitely want like more of those.
Fantastic. And she kind of like grabs some of the others. She was like, I had, granted, I already gave 3 of them to you to try out, but I did make quite a big batch, so I do have quite a few of those. So
Fantastic.
she sets up 6 up onto the desk. So if you each wanted one, you could each have 2. Or if Ayana was the only one that wanted them, she got 6.
I know Ravi definitely wants some as well.
Want some of which one? I'm sorry.
The neon orange potion. It basically gives you 2 portents.
Oh, I would love to have a couple of these. One
So
can
each
never
take
use
2?
too much luck.
Perhaps we
Yeah.
can each take 2.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think that'd be fantastic. That'd be great. Okay. And then this perfume was amazing. Okay. It made me feel like super cool and I smell amazing. I'd be like, smell me. And she like lean over to like let I forget the name of the potion
Clinier.
master. Clinier. Just kind of like sniff her neck, like, come on, smell me. It's great.
She gives
Speaking
a
of
sniff.
smells, so sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. She gives a big whiff and goes,
And
that did
Ayana being the air genasi she is, like there's a little bit of a breeze that kind of like circles around. Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. I think it's great.
that did definitely come out sweeter than I intended, but I feel like it still balances very well.
I think
And
so.
she's like scribbling these like notes in this giant journal.
So, and like, I was just kind of wondering because, like, you said, like that neon orange one, right? You said you made quite a big batch. Is that like the whole batch, or can you make more of those? Because I would really, really like to have a few more of those. Those are great.
If you're staying in town for a little bit longer, I know that the festival, the Winter Solstice Festival, is coming around by the end of the week. So if you stay, I can definitely get some more to you.
Oh, that would be wonderful. I would definitely like to have more of those for sure. And then like the last one I tried was the cute little pearlescent heart. It's so nice. It's got like a little bite to it. It's super nice. It's great, and it made me feel like I could like, understand people a little bit better. It was great. I like it.
Ah, yes, of course. I used vodka as the base for that one.
Well, you can totally tell it's got like that bite to it.
At that point, Ravi just kind of smirks a little bit as she regularly drinks vodka. So
But yes, so I know that. Okay, so you want extras of the orange potion.
Oh yeah, the orange is my favorite by far. It's the best. But the other ones, like I could definitely do like a couple extra of the white ones and a couple extra of, like the perfume because this perfume smells good, right?
speaking of smells, we might as well describe the other ones that we tried. For example, this green one right here, this jelly-like one. This was
Oh,
definitely
yes.
interesting and definitely one I would like to have a little bit more of. It allowed me to see things better. In addition, I could even see smells when I drank it, if that even makes any sense.
Curious. How did the smells appear?
They were like swirling colors that appeared on things. Like each different color represented a different smell. I, of course, do not have a lot of experience with color, as you can see, but it was interesting nonetheless.
Oh, almost like Do you remember when we were kids and every once in a while in the newspaper they would have the comics where they would put the pie on the windowsill, and you could see almost like the steam or the smell of it waft off, and someone would like, float by.
Oh my
That is a
gosh,
good comparison.
yes! I've seen that. Is that what was it like?
That is indeed what it
delightfully
felt
quaint.
like. That is indeed what it appeared to be. Things rising out of whatever the source was, like steam or fog or whatever.
It really helped in finding the flower.
Fantastic.
And then there were these two. She says, pulling out the, taking out the empty bottles, one of which still has like the black honey-like substance, and the other which had the dark gray pearlescent syrup. So this one, she indicates the one with the dark pearlescent syrup. This one was interesting. It helped me see better in the dark when I drank it, which was definitely useful. I can see for anything that might involve nighttime adventures.
Oh, good. That's one. I had a slight suspicion that is what it would do, but I may or may not have my own means of seeing very well at nighttime, so I couldn't really test it myself. So it is fantastic to hear that that is what it did.
Well, here is the thing. I already can see in the dark rather well as well, but it helped me see even better than before.
Oh, fantastic. So I would assume that would be the increased vision in the dark, and then perhaps making things a little brighter as well.
A little bit, perhaps. And then as for this black one, that one had a bit of an unexpected effect given its appearance, but when I drank it, it was a bit strange, admittedly. I could hear various animals talking, carrying conversations in regular speech. I could understand what they were saying, and I could converse with them.
Okay, like an animal, like like that beast speech thing. I know some druids can do that. Maybe some other
I have heard of
individuals
druids doing that.
Interesting. Can you still hear them? Or are all of these effects
I
still
probably
working?
can. I probably can. I still feel I could still see a little bit of a wisp coming out of this bottle and I presume that is the smell of it.
Well,
I could
you
still
could,
see I could still see Ayana's perfume wafting about her.
Isn't it cute? Okay, so like, do you have like a cat or anything around here? Because we could just test it by like talking to the cat.
I don't have a cat, but and she like runs back, and comes back out holding like a little bumblebee in her hand. She's like, I have a little hive of bees to help with growing plants and everything that I need for herbalism, alchemy.
Yeah, Robbie
Oh,
just kind of
good.
listens to see if they're saying anything.
The bee seems to have noticed Ayana's perfume and just goes, that smells sweet. I
They
wonder
like your
if we have
perfume.
anything.
She says to Ayana.
Well, I mean, I don't blame them. My perfume is amazing.
Careful, they might think you are a flower.
I do kind of look like one, right? And she kind of like fluffs up her hair.
You look
Indeed,
more
a
like
big blue
cloud.
flower.
Well, yeah, but there's like the cloudy flowers out there. You got sunflowers, you have cloud flowers. You know, why
You
not?
look like a dandelion. That's
There
what
you
it
go.
is.
I like that.
But she just kind of, Quinair sits there with the bee for a second and just like listens to you describing like what the bee is saying. And it's just, wow, it really does work. Fantastic. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put my bee back, and I'll be right back. She comes back out after putting the bee back out into the garden and just. So, I believe that just leaves us with one thing. How did you enjoy your salve, we'll call it? And she looks to Miranda. Have you used it yet?
I'm afraid I haven't found the occasion to do so, but it does seem as if the effect is already known. And she'll produce the vial and show the label on it.
She just kind of looks at it for a second and was like, yes. Ah, the effect is known. I just wanted to test to make sure if the timeline was accurate.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
Oh, no. No need to apologize. It seems that at least the rest of you already have plans to stay for the next week. So
I
perhaps you
will-
can test it between then.
Yes, I will find the occasion to do so, I think.
Fantastic. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get all of those potions and the perfume and everything all ready for you. And if you guys just want to wait for one moment, we'll be all set to go. And
Gosh, thanks so much. You are the best.
she puts up 6 of each of the potions and things that you have tried up onto the counter, along with some of the dubious candies. That way you can each have 2 uses.
Nice.
I'm fine with just a couple of the portent potions and a couple of the dubious candies. I don't think Miranda's
course.
too interested in the others.
Ayana will take, like, she's loving the portent potion for sure. And she also really likes the white heart and the perfume. And then she'd probably like snag some peanut butter cups of resistance as well.
Sure thing. Just make sure that you mark off which ones that you have chosen. And with that, the business at Clinia Perona's shop has come to a close. What are we all doing next?
I guess we're dropping off the flower. Is that it?
I believe
I
that's
think so.
the only job left to do.
Mm-hmm.
The goats were resolved already, so
In that case, while you are all talking about heading there next, Ayana, will you roll a perception check for me?
Yeah, give me a sec.
I believe in you.
Fine. I'm glad you do.
Hey, I mean, you do have the portents.
That does help.
Sort of. They were kind of middling, weren't they? I sort of thought it was like an 8 and a 14.
I mean, 15
9 and a
or whatever is
15.
not bad, but all right. So I'm rolling perception.
Yep.
I'll just use that 18, or sorry, use that 15, make it an 18.
All right. Then yeah, while you are all like standing outside discussing it, you catch out of the corner of your eye, Varys, the water genasi individual that you spoke to at the fishing lot, the boat docks, is nearby one of the tents, just kind of staring at you, not in an aggressive way, but in a just waiting to see if you're ready to make the move or not.
She just kind of gives Varys one of those head up nods, like I see you or ready.
Cool. As you are all coming to a close on your conversation, Ayana, you notice as Varys kind of does a short little whistle, and there are about maybe 10 to 15 different individuals all slowly making their way to the coast and then sneaking through the water to the back of the laboratory.
Okay, so are we ready to like head out then? Let's go head out.
That sounds good.
And we've got information on the bounty of where we're supposed to go turn these in.
Yep, right at the very front of the library. Laboratory. Words are hard.
Over here.
I was about to say
Libratory.
The library. And so they'll wander over there, and Ayana will just walk right up and just knock. Hey.
While they're doing that, yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was about to say, while they're doing that, Ravi on the way will actually drink one of the portent potions.
Sure thing, go ahead and roll those portents.
Yep, I will roll, those are just d20s. And I have to, of course, exit out of this in order to do that.
I think Miranda will also throw one down.
And a 15 and a 6. Good. A high number and a low number.
Sometimes it be that way.
Nice. Very nice.
Nice.
All right. Fantastic. In that case, as you knock on the door, they have these large brass door knockers that just send a rattling, like, and you hear the echoing all throughout, and just silence for a moment. And you wait, potentially knock again before the doors slowly creak open. The doors being very tall, but in front of you is a relatively scrawny, a little bit small half elf in front of you. Big round glasses. Kind of has a little bit of a bowl cut going on of this like very light blonde hair. Wearing a good old fashioned lab coat with just some plain linen clothing underneath. Just kind of pushes up his glasses and is like, "Yes, can I help you?"
Hi. So, like, we did that little bounty for the stamen of the Hollowhead Iris, and we're here to, like, collect.
It was quite the endeavor.
It was. It really was. Like, so many people could have died, and other people before us did. And, we did it. So, like, who do we talk to about compensation?
I mean, I did post that it was going to be 100 gold. That is quite a fair amount in my personal opinion.
I mean, it might be like a fair amount if it was like the first time that people went out looking for it, but I've come to think that it's probably taken a while for you to get it. Is that right? It's like I feel like with all the failures, it's not something that most people were able to do.
You did also
Yeah.
misrepresent the nature of the flower.
Indeed. No, there was nothing about it that hinted at the flower being dangerous.
I can assume that you all can read.
And your point is?
Did the note say something about the flower being dangerous? Because I don't recall that.
Neither do
No.
I.
No, he's just being a general
okay.
jerk.
Okay, sorry, I was like, wait, I don't know. Yes, of course we can. Which is why we are disappointed in the lack of efficient communication.
Well, if that was the case and you took a job, you would assume that you would research said job, or at least seeing the name Hollowhead Iris and imply something, would you not?
All right. Well, here's the thing, because like we've got the stamen, but like if you don't want it, we can go take it elsewhere. That's fine. Let's go,
So-
girls.
I'm sorry, we were supposed to assume it was dangerous based strictly on the name.
Miranda, come on.
I trust. No, I would like to discuss names with this fellow a bit further. So, the bird that is called a great tit must confuse you greatly. And I suppose the death's head moth is similarly a tremendous surprise for you? She's just trying to mess with the guy.
As she's trying to mess with the guy, Ayana is getting a little frustrated because she's trying her best to kind of like get a better payment from this, and she feels like Miranda's ruining their chances. Like,
That's fair.
we're not.
Besides, what's in the name anyway? A flower that has its thorns would still have its thorns.
It doesn't matter. I mean, like, if you don't want it, that's fine. We'll take it to another herbalist. All right, let's go.
Yes. No, you make an excellent point. We will be on our way. Thank you.
Of course.
He kind of stands there for a second and watches you take a few steps away as he leans back and just goes, "Ugh, Darius." and another individual steps outside of the door and just, my apologies. My name is Darius. I am unsure why my assistant answered the door regarding someone picking up our job, but I can assume that you have successfully finished said job, yes?
Oh yeah,
That is correct.
we've totally got it. Just could we update the map area because things are not being seen very well? Um, sorry, it's like I'm
Oh.
just noticing that like we aren't on the map and that the rolls are not.
I double clicked the thing to move it and it didn't move it earlier. My apologies. Thank you for
Weird.
calling that out.
It just helps to kind of see what's going on. Okay, but yeah, uh, Ayana will just kind of like tilt her head and be like, "Yeah, so like we got it, but you know, it was a pain. There was a lot that we had to do in order to get it, and apparently like we know other people weren't able to get it. So, you know, like not only just the reward there, but like the expenses. We had to get potions in order to make sure that we were able to do this successfully, and potions aren't cheap. So we're hoping that we can get expenses actually covered here too.
Go ahead and roll deception.
Roll deception with advantage.
Hmm.
23.
23. Let me go ahead and get this roll for this individual. On his insight, which isn't fantastic, but is an 18.
I was gonna say,
Does
can I
not
just
succeed.
give him my 5?
I mean, you certainly can.
Just for the shiggles?
Of course.
Okay, he rolled a 5.
All right. He kind of just stares at you for a second, gives off a hefty sigh, pinches his brow a little bit. It's like, all right. What were the exact potions that you bought? And I will reimburse.
Absolutely fantastic. Okay. So, we got one, and she'll like list off. She's not going to list off the portents because that's going to be too sneaky. But she'll list off the other potions that they have. She won't list off the one that gives her advantage on deception either. But she'll list off the other potions that they have that they received from the other bounty.
Heard. So he's just kind of staring at you for a moment. It was like, I don't know the exact value of those potions, so say I just add on an extra 50 gold.
I mean, potions take a long time to actually make, and ones that are like really useful. I mean, like 50 gold is barely like a really simple health potion. These are like more than that, and we got more than a simple health potion.
The tremendous hazard and the tremendous unstated hazard of the job should also be considered.
Well, to be fair, we are all scientists here. We are not adventurers. We don't know the exact dangers
And
of the
that's
jobs that
totally
we put
fine.
out.
But like as scientists, I know that you get like good bits of grant money. So like yeah.
Tiff IRL knows that that's not strictly true.
That is conjecture. But final offer, 175.
She kind of clicks her tongue to the top of her mouth a little bit, like,
I'd say that is probably fine.
I mean, we're taking a little bit of a hit on it, but yeah, fine, I guess. Saves us another trip.
You are all alive and well, and not necessarily detecting any sort of previous usage of Revivify, so
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we're taking a little bit of a hit here, but I guess we'll do it. It's okay. It saves us the trip. So, she'll pull out one of the stamens and kind of hold it out, waiting for payment.
he's gonna go ahead and hold out his hand, waiting for you to place this stamen into it as the assistant is coming out with the sack of gold and is standing specifically in front of Ayana, so what Ayana has to release the stamen to grab the gold.
Awesome. As soon as she knows that it is close enough that she can release the stamen and grab the gold, she will do that in one motion. Just drop grab.
All right. And Darius is just taking a closer look at the stamen, giving a little sniff.
Ayana is taking a closer look at the gold, making sure nothing's prestidigitated into, like, did they give us copper? No. She'll bite on it and all that fun stuff.
On that note, can I also just look around like the space that we're in and see if there's anything anything significant? Does anything leap out as interesting or out of place? Anything that looks like it shouldn't be there?
Can you go ahead and roll me a perception?
I would be delighted. Where the hell? There it is. Normal. Yeah, I'll let the 14 stick. I said 14.
All right. With a 14, you're taking a look around. You recall that one farmer at the inn who told you of the plants either being fully dead or full bloom and no in between, and you are definitely noticing that now. Whether it just be the flowers that are growing on the side of the building, the grass in certain patches, even the ivy that's growing on the building itself, seemingly from the same source. Some of the vines will be completely dead and shriveled, while others will be in full bloom. As you're kind of looking around, you see a small, well, medium-sized group of people in the back area of the laboratory, kind of looking towards y'all, giving thumbs up, and just kind of sinking down into the overgrown grass.
Can I insight check them if they're? I don't.
You would like
Was
you
this
were
a
not
cry
here
for
last
help?
time. You were not here last time. But I'm assuming that these are the people who are infiltrating.
Yes.
So-
They are giving the thumbs
Oh.
up. They have just gotten out.
Oh, so we're like running distraction essentially. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did not know that. My apologies.
That's why I wanted to make sure that you were aware. It's like, yeah, it's fine, it's good. This is
I
part of the
didn't have
plan.
I didn't have any context, so I was like, "There's just the gardeners are being weird." What? um, sorry.
You didn't have context.
Just the
Miranda
gardeners
did.
being a little sketchy. It's fine.
That's why I was like, "Is this a cry for help? Are they trying to get my attention?
No,
Are they
you're
robbing the place?" I was so confused. We're good. Okay, we're good.
Kind
Sorry.
of robbing the place, but that's kind of the point.
That's also kind of what you're doing. We're fine.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, great. I'll just like idly wander around the space until they stop me, and just see if anything else interesting happens or visually catches my eye.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
Robbie will be doing the same.
All right, Ravi, will you also go ahead and roll me a perception check?
Okay. And this one I do have advantage on because of the potion,
Beautiful.
I think. Yep, advantage on perception checks. So, we do that.
Beautiful.
That is... Ooh, what did I roll? 24.
Wonderful. Yeah, I will say, Miranda, as you continue looking around, you're not really seeing anything else that is really, like, sticking out to you. You see some kids down at the edge of this field, just kind of, like, staring in y'all's direction. A little confused. Their body language is very much like a, weirdos. While Ravi, as you're walking around, just taking a look while Ayana is dealing with the payment and everything. You also see the group of the, I will say, Thieves Guild, for lack of better name, uh, as they are all slowly making their way across. You see some have already gotten into the water to start swimming over to this area to make their break back to the town. Uh, you can see that there are some of them that are helping other people walk, some that are bandaged up. Seems like the people that they helped out are a little worse for wear, but the important part is that they're out.
Yeah, Ravi will just nod and look around and say, "Well, we've gotten our payment. I think we are done here."
Indeed we are. Have a great rest of your day, ladies. And he grabs the stamen, turns around sharply, and slams the door behind him.
Okay, that was kind of cool. Are we gonna hang out for the festival? I think we should.
I have
I'd say
nothing
it
else
wouldn't
to
hurt.
do. No other imminent calls on my time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We got extra spending money, so we can like really have a good time.
Oh,
That
yes.
indeed we can.
I'll say as you guys all return back to the town, Varys once again approaches you all, just giving a thank you so much for creating the distraction. We got all of our friends out of the building. We are running a riot against them tomorrow evening if you would like to take part.
What's it
Uh,
pay?
What did you find?
uh, she just kind of goes into detail of, well, so and just gives a whole like list of names of all the people that they helped out. Um, had gone there either to speak their mind to all the scientists and asking them to leave. Others are ones who have done jobs for them in the past, and because they were doing jobs singularly, it was just one of them, they would get taken by the scientists. So when I put up that posting on the bounty board and Iona came and explained that there were others that Iona was traveling with, we figured we had a better shot waiting until the time is right, you know? But now that we have everybody out, and it's just the scientists left back in the building, I have a pretty good suspicion that we'll be able to run them out tomorrow.
Yeah, but like, what's it pay?
I mean, the offer of you joining the riot is just if you want to. There's no payment in this. This is just
Oh.
I know I personally am interested in what is going on with those plants.
But,
you
like,
can
you do it without getting paid?
I mean, money isn't everything, but beyond that, I'm dreadfully curious for the experience of it.
I mean, curiosity is one of those things that tends to be kind of dangerous. And, you know, I kind of prefer to be alive to spend my money.
I suppose, but on the other side, even inaction is still a choice.
It absolutely is. But, you know, like, there's the festival. And, you know, I mean, it's not saying I wouldn't help because, like, I totally would consider it for, you know, the right price. But 0 is not that price.
Here's the thing, though. There's likely something unique in there that could be sold elsewhere for a profit.
That gets her attention a little bit as you kind
You
of
could
see her
even-
eyes light up a little bit.
You could even take back the flower pots we just sold and sell those again elsewhere.
That could be interesting. I just have to like go find some of the cool things in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
And
they
you'd have
do-
the time. They'd be very distracted.
And like you said that they have like lots of different projects. They probably have lots of cool things in there.
Rare
I
and
mean,
specific instruments, various ingredients.
we didn't stay around long enough to figure out everything, but once some of our comrades recover, you can likely ask them since they were inside the facility.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll go help them. I'll go talk to them a little bit. I'll see what they know. But being able to pick up some cool new things, I could use some new boots. I do like. Okay, yeah, cool. Let's see what we can find.
That
All
does
right,
sound
and
like a plan.
I'm gonna do a little bit of some time jumpy things, just to help close us out here. Um, but I'll go ahead and say, Ayana, you talk with the rescued individuals from the science labs. They tell you of all the different forms of experimentation that they had experienced. There is a small halfling woman whose eyes were experimented on that had since given her dark vision, but she can no longer see in bright light. Um, Another individual had experienced being given gills, but now has to figure out how to essentially pump water through their system, as they are no longer a person of the land. Um, another Genasi individual, has been shifted from a water Genasi to a fire Genasi, and is now trying to understand what that means and how to live with that. Uh, Overall, it was just a lot of different forms of experimentation to either change or adapt themselves to a different environment.
Did she would have definitely pressed further as to like, okay, so like when they changed you, did they have any like really cool tools or really cool other things? She's definitely looking for the material aspect that she could go in, find, and sell.
Perhaps potions.
So, as for their tools, out of the answers that you got, there were not many tools that were recommended, or potions specifically, but there were some items that were being tested in another room by other scientists. So they weren't being tested on villagers. There is mention of boots of flying, um, one of those constricting carpets, constricting rugs.
Cool.
Uh,
Little things like that will definitely get her interest, and now she just kind of nods. Okay, I'm going with you guys. It'll be cool.
all right.
See, I knew
Uh,
you'd find something in it for you.
I'm just interested in watching the destruction unfold.
Yeah. With that, we'll go ahead and skip over to the next day. Uh, Varys is kind of getting everybody together, getting everybody with their torches and pitchforks, literally and figuratively. Um, Sees all of you approach and is just like, oh, here you can help with this, help with this. We'll be heading over there in an hour. So if there's anything that you want to do to prepare within the hour, you're more than welcome.
Can I just try to like assess the battle abilities of the people and like help guide that at all?
Yeah. Go ahead. I guess roll an insight for me.
Sure. Where is the button? Normal. I'm gonna use my 19 on that. That was a total of 20. And my portents are
Alrighty.
gone.
Yeah, I was about to say, wouldn't those have gone away anyway when we transitioned to the next day?
All right. Heck.
I mean,
rolled a
you could drink
3.
another one and get different portents, but
No, I'll save that for now. If there's a battle.
Well, the question there is like whether or not it's going to go at the long rest, or whether or not the DM is going to be like, yeah, I'll give you 24 hours.
I'll let you have 24 hours just because there wasn't much place to use it the
Yeah.
previous day.
Okay.
Great. Thank you. You're a very benevolent DM. Then
Yeah.
yeah, I will use the 19 for a total of 20.
Of course. You are looking throughout the crowd, and you see that the people closest to Varys, the water genasi individual, all seem to have at least some experience fighting. They may not be the most what's the word I'm looking for? Most obedient fighters, most disciplined, that's the word I was looking for. But they do seem to be they can stand up for themselves. Uh, as you are looking down, you see some of the farmers who are a little bit somewhat adept, and then some that are definitely not and could use some assistance.
Are they using like, shovels and pitchforks and stuff? Are they attempting to use actual weapons?
It seems that most of the farmers are using more so like pitchforks and like um, different forms of farming equipment.
Great. Um so yeah, she'll spend some time helping manage those and just like guiding, make sure you're keeping as much of your distance as you can. It's a pitchfork, You can poke from one direction. Make sure you make the most of it. And trying to like help guide them with those tools a little bit. Um just spend a bunch of time helping with that as much as she can.
Of course. Anything that Ravi or Ayana are doing?
I mean, just kind of waiting for this ride to begin. I don't think there's anything she can really do with respect to the other farmers and stuff.
All right.
Watching Miranda helping the farmers, every so often, her invisible mage hand will go around and just like tip the pitchforks way up and make the villagers go way off hand, like way off target with whatever they're trying to do.
Do I notice?
It's invisible, so probably not, but you'd notice that they're really off target.
Noted.
Then I would say with that, the time passes and the riot begins. Uh, Everybody starts running towards the laboratory. Uh, People are surrounding it and screaming, yelling. Uh, they manage to pry the door open as they rush in and quite literally chase the scientists off. They are gone. Some of them use teleportation magic to leave. Um, some of them just literally run out of the back door and hop in a boat and start rowing away. But it is a very victorious moment of all of the townspeople coming together, and the laboratory is now empty, ready for the looting.
Loot
Yep,
the
Robbie's definitely going to take a look around and see what kind of interesting stuff there is in the place.
Yeah, like I said, you definitely find the items that they were testing out. So the boots of flying, the rug of constricting. You find a few others, a few weapons as well. Um, you find a staff that you don't quite know what it does, but you do get a large sense of magical energy coming from it.
Cool. Magical like wizard staff or magical like monk staff?
Wizard stuff.
Okay.
Along with that, you also find um, almost like a a room of different types of like prosthetics. So you
Ooh.
find legs and arms, or even just like little like fingers that have been made very obviously with artifice, but have different aspects to them as well. Um, Arms hiding secret weapons, legs having springs added to increase movement speed. You find some. You find a sword. Uh, Seems to be once again a little bit magical, but like it would best suit a bard. has
Ooh,
a
fancy.
sense of when swept through the air, creating different tones of music.
Very cool. Um,
Ayana will first go snag those boots because they look like they were made for her and they fit her divinely.
They do
there's
indeed.
there's an item
Perfect
that
fit.
I would love for Miranda to find. I don't know if it's
Mhm.
possible for it to be on your list, but are you familiar with something called a veteran's cane?
I am.
I would love it if she could find something like that. It'd be really cool to have the cane that turns into a sword.
Of
I guess it'd be more
course,
of a
yeah. You most
walking stick, but yeah.
Of course, you most definitely find one. Um, it has this exterior of being this really beautiful, almost like mahogany style wood, um, with the handle of it being this super shiny silver. Has almost a blue tint to it as if it were adamantine.
Look at it.
Uh,
It's practically made for me. She holds up the mahogany like to the red coat and sort of matches the color and is like proud of
I
the
don't remember
stick.
what are. Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry. You're gonna finish your thought.
No, I had finished. I just realized that like my
Yeah.
last word was at the same time as you.
Yeah, I was just trying to think of all the other items that are there. Nothing really jumps out as being. What actually were the other items? Because I'm not really seeing anything that looks interesting to Ravi.
what would be interesting to Robbie?
Well, something that some sort of increased some sort of like if there are any shields that might have some interesting effects, she might want something like that. If there's, let's see, what else would be cool for her? Anything that would enhance and that would enhance any sort of perception would be good. Um,
what's it
Yeah.
called? The Sentinel Shield? That's
a sentinel shield might be good.
I'm trying to remember exactly what
Yeah.
it does. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, it gives you advantage on perception checks and while you're holding the shield, and also I think it's also advantage on initiative if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that'd
there
be
are
cool.
a few different types of things in the sense of more like defensive items. Um, so we will say that there is definitely a sentinel shield in there. There is also an absorbing shield
Hmm.
that allows the handler of the shield to be able to cast absorb elements at will as a reaction. Um, and then there is also a ring of spell storing.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I was
That's
also going
magic.
to suggest Ravi's a cleric, right?
Yeah.
A really awesome cleric unique item is an amulet. Well, I think it's good for paladins too.
Amulet of the
But,
Devout.
yes, amulet of the devout.
Yeah,
It
that
gives
would
you
be
an
a good one.
extra. It gives an extra use of your channel divinity and
Mhm,
gives a
mhm.
bonus to your spell attacks and save DCs.
Yep. Yeah, that would
It's
be help. That would be even more helpful actually.
my artificer
Yeah,
is trying to make one for the party cleric in another game
Hmm.
because it's a fancy item.
yeah, of course. I'm gonna go ahead and just keep it pretty easy. Of whatever it is that you are looking for, it is likely that they will have it.
Beautiful.
If it is something that is considered very rare or more, I'll have you roll a d20. Uh, and we'll say on an even, it's there. On an odd, it is not.
Yeah, I mean the amulet of the devout. There are like different levels of it. Like I think a +1 is uncommon, a +2 is rare. I'm fine with a +1, honestly.
All right. Then yeah, I'll say that you definitely are finding exactly what it is that you were looking for. Um, everybody else is starting to celebrate the fact that they have succeeded in running out the scientists, and everybody is heading back to the town square, ready to throw a small celebration, almost as a pregame to the celebration tomorrow night of the festival.
Well, I must
Awesome.
admit this was a very fruitful endeavor. I definitely feel like this amulet. I'm not sure what it was doing in this lab. It seems like something that I might have lost at some point.
It was probably something taken off of one of the villagers.
Hmm.
It
But
seems
just don't think too hard about that.
it seems like
Perhaps.
they had It seems like they had their fingers in many pies, as it were.
Ayana would have also wanted to go back and picked up the stamen and all the other ingredients. To
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
I
I know, right?
assumed. I very much assumed that is
Yeah.
what she was feeling.
Yeah, Robbie would also be looking for like notes on how on how their plant experiments went, like why there are some that are fully in bloom, why there are some that are not, and all that other stuff.
Yeah, you can definitely find a journal that is listed and signed by Darius. He seems to have been the lead scientist there. Um, you find a lot of notes talking about experimenting with chronergy magic, of uh, experimenting with not only different types of magic, but also different types of, like, if you were to cast a spell, but changing the material component to see how that would affect it.
Hmm.
Um, you're getting the idea that the reason why so many of the villagers' physical aspects were affected was because of changing the components of a polymorph spell.
Fancy.
Robbie just kind of slams the journal shut and just says, "Time magic. Manipulating time is a dangerous prospect." But it seems that what was used to keep some of the flowers fully bloomed.
Curious. I
If
don't
you
know
mess
much
with
about
time-
magic, but that is interesting.
Time and death, two things that are not to be messed with.
Indeed.
And they so happen to go hand in hand.
Yeah, so while you guys are kind of bumming out over here, let's go like sell this stuff.
Of course.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and say, as we are coming to a close on the session, the Star Dance Festival begins. It is now the night of the winter solstice. There are bonfires and people dancing and drinking, and people are trading things as the water is being lit up with this bioluminescent algae gently splashing up onto the shore.
That looks
Awesome.
pretty.
Oh, it does indeed look like stars are reflecting in the lake. As somebody who is not used to seeing stars all that often, I must say it is quite interesting.
That
I like
alone is worth the price of admission, so to speak. Gorgeous.
Wait, we didn't have to pay anything for this, right?
No.
Okay, just checking.
It's a turn of phrase, but I am delighted that I came.
I'd say it was definitely worth it. Worth the detour.
As you are all staring out onto the lake, Varys approaches with cups in hand of various types of alcohol, handing them out to you. The farmer that Miranda spoke with in the beginning, Abigail Ludus, Clinier Perona, are all approaching, saying their thanks to you all, and giving a good old toast as the night goes on.
Robbie, of course, insisting on the vodka.
Oh, of course. Clinier already has a flask at hand. And that brings us to the end of For Hire, the Packwitch edition.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for running that.
Yeah, thank you
Absolutely
so much for playing along.
And thanks everybody who's watching this.
Yes.
This is the end of our season, but we will be picking up a new season. Typically, we take a month off to just kind of do downtime stuff and recalibrate and figure out what we want to do. But our plan is to pick back up in September, and we hope to see you then. And we might have some downtime sessions in between. Feel free to check us out at those too.
We do have soft plans to do a downtime session next Monday at our usual Monday stream time.
Live
just
at
so
5.
Yes. To do a sort of season wrap up. I don't know that we will see every face that we had. Unfortunately, Dust is rather busy, I'm sure, and the time zone does not help. But whoever is here will be able to sort of talk about the respective games, ask questions of each other, reveal things that maybe we didn't get to reveal in the game, etc. So if we get to do that, we'll see you there. Otherwise, we'll see you in September.
Bye bye.
Bye.